Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Sports Shorts Daily. Ronnie Rants alongside Tommy Krysan. Please like and share this video. TK joining us from Tremonti's Meat and Seafood, where they're already hustling and bustling over there, getting ready to get out all the lunch plates, all the food, all the pickup orders. We're presented by LeBear's Casino, and I'm Hall of Fame Studios today on Sports Shorts Daily. A lot to get to. One, SEC Media Days yesterday had the favorite. Kirby Smart was on the podium. Nothing major to come out of it. We know today Nick Saban is going to go first. I'm really looking forward to the voting that takes place. They kind of vote on, SEC East and West champions and order of finish and preseason all SEC teams, things like that. So, but no, the veteran, old Nick, will go today. We'll have more information, obviously, on Friday on if he says anything of note. The Baton Rouge Rougarou are in action tonight. 7 o'clock start, 6 o'clock the gates open. And today, of course, a very special day. The Miracle League will be there. These are special needs kids in the area that love baseball. Some of them need assistance to walk. Some of them are obviously different types of issues. But it's a special league just for them. If you've never been to a Miracle League game, good. They play it out at Traction. There's a special Miracle League field, and they play it in the spring and the fall, I think one night for each age group. And we're going to be hosting the Miracle League tonight, and our team will help coach / play against them. That'll be about 6 o'clock. So right when the gates open, you can check out the Miracle League kids on the field. They have a blast each and every year. And then we'll take on the Seguin River Monsters. So a little doubleheader for the Rougarou today. 6 o'clock, Miracle League, 7 o'clock, the Seguin River Monsters, who are playing very well. And, of course, it's a playoff push right now. The Rougarou won last night 7-1 over in Lafayette. A dominant performance by Peyton Cooper on the mound, went 7, only gave up 1 run. Zach Rector finished it off. Rougarou had double-digit hits, so it was one of the better games of the summer for the Rougarou against their rival, the Acadiana King Cutters, in the relief windows. I-10 basin battle. Tonight, Seguin. Tomorrow off. Then the Rougarou play on Saturday night. Fireworks this Saturday night.
Friday.
So Wednesday, Friday, Sunday. That's the schedule for the Rougarou at home this week. Wednesday, Friday, Sunday. So make plans to come on out. Lots of fun for the whole family. TK, interesting comments with the British Open happening this week. The Royal and Ancient, which is the governing body, rules makers of golf, and they're the ones that put on the Open. They said the purses have doubled over the course of the last 10 years in golf at the Open. It means, whatever the pot is, I don't know, 20 million, 30 million, whatever the pot of money is that they have to pay the players has doubled in the last 10 years. And because of those escalating costs, he made the comment when he was asked, said he would not be against Saudi Arabia investment out of their special fund, which, of course, Rory McIlroy is very much against. A lot of players are very much against the backing of the LIV Tour and all that kind of stuff. But the Royal and Ancient CEO said, hey, we're not against Saudi Arabia investment. They want to, we would probably consider that because of the escalating costs. And that's a big thing because obviously we talk about Rory being the most outspoken against the LIV Tour and against the Saudi investment pool. He just won last week. He's the face of European golf. He's the favorite this week. You put your money where your mouth is on that. This is a big comment.
It really is, Ronnie. And, like everything in this political world, in this world we live in now, you have to make your own decision, your personal decision, whether you support something or you don't support something, whatever that may be. And I've read a lot of stuff on this because you and I have talked a lot about LIV Golf, PGA Tour, and all that stuff. And I think this is what I'm trying to say. I think if you dug into it, you'd find out they're involved with maybe a lot of things you're already involved with. Okay, I'm gonna make an analogy for you, Ronnie. When I went to Holy Cross High School, I had a guy that I graduated with who was an atheist. Okay, here we are at the Catholic school. He's an atheist, and he made a comment one time. I said, Ray, I said, what's up with this? And he goes, I have read the Bible and I don't agree with it. Now, most people can't say they've read the Bible. He read the Bible and didn't agree with it. He goes, I know what I don't believe in. So take that analogy into the live golf and the PGA thing. Do you really know what you're protesting? Do you really know what's offending you? Same thing with China. China's involved with a lot of products that are sitting here in Tremonti's Meat and Seafood today. There's an involvement from China. I bought a shirt online the other day for a function I got to go to. It was made in China. I didn't know that when I bought it. Okay, it was a shirt I wanted to get. Okay, and it was made in China. So people every day are doing things. So if you know what you don't believe in, or you know what you're offended by, you're better than somebody that's just popping off. That's my 2 cents worth. So back to your comment, the RNA, I'm not surprised that they're going to take the money. Money talks, bullshit walks. There's no other way around that. And whether you're the RNA or you're Tremonti's Meat and Seafood, money's going to factor into the majority of your decisions.
The China analogy is one that people use a lot, and to me it's right on, right? There's so many reasons why the United States and individuals in America could justify boycotting all things China, right? Human rights violations, check. Saudi Arabia, human rights violations, check. There's all kinds of oogie things that go on in that country and in all countries to a certain degree, but in that country and Saudi Arabia, maybe to a certain extent back in the day, a little more outwardly. And yet we don't boycott anything China because we can't. It's too ingrained. Just about so many products are made there. So many things that would factor into our life. Imagine if we just boycotted China. It would do us more damage than that. So it's a situation where you may have to hold your nose a little bit. I would be curious to see, because it's going to happen. By fact of them making that comment, Saudi Arabia's taking note, going, "Oh, really? Oh, we can get involved in that, and we can slide into England over there. We can slide into the British Open, and now have a foothold in there." That's probably going to come, and I'm curious to see what Rory McIlroy does. Will he put his money where his mouth is, and will he boycott or not play in the Open or something like that? That'd be hard to imagine. Young man from Ireland not playing in the Open.
Yeah, well, we'll see. He made the comment that he would retire as opposed to playing, live. Now, live golf's going to go away. In time, a year and a half, 2 years, you're not going to hear the word live golf unless you're talking about the past. Okay, I truly believe that, and many people believe that to be the case. So
maybe even next.
Yeah, and again, Ronnie, it's like I said. I know guys and girls who drank Bud Light beer. They don't want to drink it anymore because of that situation. Right, that's their choice. Okay, get something else. I drink Budweiser, as you know, and I like a regular Bud. So I've not changed because again, it's a personal decision. Or if you're a business owner, you make a decision for your business, and then you live with the good or the bad consequences for it. It's easy social media is the reason for all this. It's easy to hide behind social media. It's easy for me to type, Ronnie Ransom, the worst human being I ever saw, as opposed to me walking into your office and saying, you're the worst human being I ever saw. It's a shield. It's a guard. And then that has, blown up in the world of boycotts, and I'm offended, and this, that, and the other, and all the topics that we got in this country, in this world now that are divisive.
All right, so we move on from golf. A little news just to throw in there. James Harden, one of the best players in the world, who started out his career at Oklahoma City with. And you thought he was going to maybe win a bunch of championships, and then he's just kind of found his way to Houston and Brooklyn and the 76ers. He signed an extension. You're going to get guaranteed $30 million or something, $30 million this year. He had a 1-year option. He took it, but he's asking to be traded, and he wants to go to Los Angeles Clippers. That's where he wants to go. 76ers came out yesterday, and they were one of the better teams in the East. They've got a legitimate chance to make it to the finals and win a title and all that with Harden if he's committed. He's come out and said he wants, but the 76ers have told him, and they made this comment yesterday, public, they will only trade him if it makes their team the same or better. They're not going to just trade him for the sake of trading him. So that's interesting to see what transpires with James Harden, because if all of a sudden you can't find a trade partner to give you the pieces that you deem as good enough to, to go for a championship or go for an East title, will you pay a guy $30-some million and he's on the team and doesn't want to be? And what does that look like? And does James Harden all of a sudden have knee problems or something else? It's so difficult, Tommy, this day and age to deal with the modern athlete, the modern selfishness, whether it be college, pro. And look, it's both sides. There's no loyalty either side. But, man, the 2% of coaches out there make a lot of money. The 98% of coaches out there, your high school coaches, your low-level college coaches, your low-level assistants, it's not life-changing money. In my mind, coaching needs to be life-changing money because, boy, what a miserable thing to do these days.
It's a different agenda every day when you go to the office than it was a mere 5 years ago. And certainly if you go back further, your schedule, your to-do list doesn't look anything like it used to do if you're a coach. I mean, I remember thinking, like these college football coaches, every morning they're waking up and they're grabbing that phone and they're going, I hope I don't have a text from the SID saying so-and-so got in trouble, or whatever. And now you're looking to see if they got in the portal because they don't have to tell you. So it's a different thing. You're right. They need to be paid more, starting with the high school coaches, I guess. I'm always going to speak up for them. But, no, it's a different – sports world is controlled by money. Always has been, more prominently now.
Well, the thing is that, obviously, the college level, you're seeing more and more coaches, want to coach professional sports because at least there, all you're doing is coaching sports 24/7. But the thing is that what's happened is it's the demise of the coach. The coach is being neutered. The coach isn't as important. The coach is almost like a substitute teacher, that when the substitute teacher role pops into the classroom, guys, talk and run around, do what they want. That's kind of how it is now. I mean, they're not disciplinarians anymore. They're not the most important person anymore. It's all about the players. And it's like the inmates running the asylum from the standpoint of who's in charge. Who's in charge? And it doesn't seem like they really are in charge. Even the superstar coaches aren't as in charge as they once were.
Well, in the NBA, the players are in charge. There's no question about that. Now, if we start looking around, maybe there's colleges where the coach is in charge. Maybe there's colleges where the players were in charge at Northwestern. Got Pat Fitzgerald out. They were in charge there. So, I mean, it's almost a case-by-case situation professionally. And, well, heck, high school. You and I both know a lot of high school coaches that were out of a job because they didn't play a certain kid who they didn't think could play and help the team win. And then parents ran to the principal or to the school board or whatever, and all of a sudden they're, at a middle school, not coaching high school any sports anymore. So it's I don't know, man. It's crazy. It's different than when you and I were younger.
Speaking of coaches and guys that probably got out at the right time, Paul Maneri, M.L. Woodruff, these are guys going into the Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame. A week from Thursday is when the events begin, July 27th through 29th in Natchitoches. Check out all the info at lasportshall.com. But Paul Maneri even said that. He retired 2 years ago, right before the transfer portal took into effect and the NIL took into effect. And Paul Maneri even said that. He said, I don't know if I could have been as successful and had the joy of coaching now that I did for his 35, 40 years of coaching, because he would have had to have gone and gotten players and out of the portal and taken players away from other schools that he's friends with those coaches and he knows it's affecting their livelihood and affecting their programs. He would have had to have told kids that, hey, got rid of players maybe that he didn't want to play for. It's so much of an ugly business nowadays, and there's no loyalties, and it's literally 1 year contracts that everybody's signing with each other, even at the college level. That he said he's probably got out at the right time, and I can't agree with him more. But there'll be some great coaches. M.L. Woodruff, 11 state championships at Parkview Baptist. Paul Maneri, a Hall of Famer, over 1,500 college baseball wins and a national title. He's a national Hall of Fame coach with the ABCA. Then you've got Ron Washington, who's still coaching. Ron's actually going to miss a couple of Atlanta Braves games to come to Natchitoches July 27th through 29th. He'll be there next week.
Ronnie, have you ever spent any time with Ron Washington?
I met him, yes, because he actually spoke one year at the Southern University baseball banquet. I
Okay.
was the MC, introduced him. Roger Cador got him to speak, and he's an intense, super nice guy.
Yeah, well, I was sitting in Joe Sherman's office with Ryan Washington one day. It was just the three of us. I'm talking for like an hour. And we were going to go to lunch, but then something came up with Coach Washington. But that was one of the funnest hours just to talk to a guy who was a legend in New Orleans baseball with the high school. And, he's always kept the home in New Orleans. At least at that time, he still had it. I don't know if he still does. But what a good, funny guy. And a guy who he's like us. He's got baseball in his blood. It's in his blood, never going anywhere. And I was lucky to be able to spend a little time with him. I enjoyed that. And of course, that helped me follow his career when he got to the World Series with the Rangers. It was my favorite team, or hot as can be right now. So anyway, no, I'm glad he's getting to go in the Hall of Fame. And it shows you what it means to him. He's going to miss a couple games with the Braves, and they gave him permission, obviously, to miss the games to be in Natchitoches next week. That's great.
Yeah, Ron's 70 or 71 years old, still out there teaching infield play and coaching. Eli Manning's going to be up in Natchitoches next week. Matt Forte, a great guy, superhuman being from the North Shore, outside of New Orleans, went to Tulane, ran all pro with the Chicago Bears. Wendell Davis, who was my favorite wide receiver when I was in high school. Hodson of Davis was unbelievable for LSU. He was the 1987 SEC Player of the Year on offense, which is incredible in the day and era of the quarterback and the running back then. As a wide receiver, he was Jamar Chase before Jamar Chase. That's what I like to tell people.
Good point.
Elena Beard, who arguably right behind Simone Augustus may be the best basketball player ever to come out of Louisiana. She was won every award in college you can win at Duke, played for the WNBA and Team USA from Southwood High School in Shreveport. Fantastic player. So a great class. Go to lasportshall.com. You can get tickets to 7 different events. I mean, just all kinds of stuff. And we're going to have a great concert. Rockin' Doopsy's going to be on stage next Friday night, big concert. Jason Ashley and his band, big country artists, going to be performing. Fireworks, just so much cool stuff going on July 27th to 29th. Go to lasportshall.com. NFL football, we saw pictures yesterday, Tommy, of people reporting to camp.
Yeah, New Orleans Saints rookies showed up. It's starting out league-wide. It's all starting to happen. Veterans will be in next week. And, before you know, we'll have a Hall of Fame game up in Tom Benson Stadium in Canton, Ohio. And then the preseason will be here, 3 preseason games. And you can go to NewOrleansSaints.com and see all that information. But the NFL, we're dealing with the SEC football media days and a little bit of overlap here. The NFL is upon us. And over and under on the Saints, 9.5. Talked to somebody last night who bet the over. I think the Saints are going to win the South because the South is again be the weakest division in the NFL, the NFC South. So that my friend bet the over. He says they're going to, which means he thinks they're going to win 10 games, say 10-7 or better, and he wins his bet.
Yeah, I lost last year on the Saints. I had the over last year on the Saints. I bought into the hype and didn't get there. The stepping out of bounds before the first down in Tampa Bay, and they opened the door for the big comeback for Tom Brady. That cost me my bet, or it cost me, I think, pushing the bet. All right, so this is something you and I have not had to deal with, even though we're both single. You're in the 60s, I'm in my 50s. Ex-girlfriend suing us for $30 million. Well, that's what happened to Tiger Woods. His ex-girlfriend, who actually lived with him the last couple of years, sued him for $30 million. Well, she pulled the lawsuit, which means there's a big settlement coming her way. But you can't not tell the story enough. It's classic. This is when you know you have people, Tommy. And I guess my person might be Casey McKenzie, right? If I ever got big enough to do a Tiger Woods, it would be Casey. I'd probably call Casey to do it. But remember when Tiger Woods broke up with his girlfriend, he told her meet him at the private airport, that they're going to leave for like a weekend trip to the Bahamas or something, right? So she goes to the private airport in Fort Lauderdale or Palm Beach or wherever it was, gets driven, to the private airport by the limo from his house by his assistant or so, and then she shows up there And instead of Tiger being at the airport, it's like, his business manager. And he basically gives her release paper and says the locks have been changed at the house. Tiger is breaking up with you. Here's some walk around money. Thank you for your services. Goodbye. And he never did it in person. He didn't answer her phone after that. He literally just, hey, meet me at the airport. We're gonna go away for the weekend. Sounds good. Packs the bag, and then when they brought her all her belongings at the house, had it all waiting for her, and that's how they broke up.
Hard Knocks is sorry they missed that, right? Their big thing watching these NFL guys get cut. Well, yeah, no, that's so you're gonna have Casey McKenzie.
He would be my guy if I ever were to do that, which I'm sure I would not. But if I ever were, I'm thinking, who would I do it? Who could I trust? He would do it delicately. He'd try to not make them feel bad. I think I'd call Casey. I'd get him to do it.
I have a similar story, much smaller scale. I'm not going to tell it on Sports Shorts Daily, but
wait a minute. You don't have to say the name, but you got to at least tell how you did it. Come on,
you know the story.
Huh?
Okay, someone I was rooming with went out of town, and I left while they were gone.
Oh yeah, that's a pretty common one. Yeah.
Okay.
So you packed up all your stuff and rolled
everything, and then when she came in, the key was laying on the empty living room floor.
Yeah, that's probably the best way to do it.
Well, no, in that case, and you kind of know that case, we're not going to do details here, but that was the best thing for me to do, even though it was a bit on the sketchy side.
Yeah, I think people should do that more often. That's probably that avoids arguments and yelling or feelings or anything that could go awry. And they'll be mad when they get home, but it's clean. It's clean. It's like, don't feel bad about that one, Tommy. I haven't done that, but I know a lot of people have.
Yeah, well, there we go. So so Tiger Woods, there's a settlement that includes a clause that says if you ever tell anybody about this deal, it's void.
Right.
She may even have to wait X amount of time. She probably got a little something now, or maybe a little more than a little. Probably got a number now and said, okay, if nothing ever comes out for 3 years, you're going to get this.
Tonight, the Rougarou in action, 7 o'clock against Seguin River Monsters. But the big game is about 6:15. We'll take on the Miracle League. Some of the great heroes of our city. Special needs kids that just absolutely love the game of baseball. We look forward to this game each and every year. That'll be between 6 and 6:15. Come on out to Pete Goldsby Field. We got home games tonight, Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday. We'll tell you more about Friday and Sunday later on, but come on out tonight. We'll hope to see you there. Tommy, tell us about Tremonti's on the way out.
One special today is lasagna. You get a little salad with it. They got everything you need here. All the wine that's behind me, all the spirits, vodka, whiskey, whatever you want. The chicken, the pork, the Chairman's Reserve steaks, the Wagyu steaks. They've got everything you need here. They got all the side dishes. They got everything. Again, I hadn't said this in a couple of weeks. If you've not been into Tremonti's Meat and Seafood, you need to come on by. It won't take you long to take a quick tour. It's not a big place. You'll be amazed at all the different things they have in here in the world of meat and seafood. And, of course, they got the on-site catering. Go to tremontis.com or stop by Jefferson Highway, right down the street from Parkview Baptist Church and School.
Yeah, it was good to see some boys at the ballpark. They were at the Rougarou game the other night.
You know, it's even better than you see them at next year. They want an outfield fence sign. So.
Yeah, no, he told me. Mike told me that.
So that made it even better, right? So
we're moving on up. We're moving on up. All right, we'll be back with more Sports Shorts daily Friday morning. Please like and share this video, and we'll see you then, everybody. Have a great one. You've been watching Sports Shorts Daily, presented by LaBear's Casino.